You can still be evil and go to church. You can still be evil and pray to God. Like, there are people out here pretending, like, they're pretending that they're actually holy, actually faithful. These motherfuckers are still cheating, still lying, still stealing. Like, nothing that they're doing with their personal lives is holy, bro. But yet every Sunday they going to church. They got their holy app, right? They're reading the Bible, they praying. Like, it's a counterbalance. Because, like, you really got people being performative and just pretending for the masses. They're just pretending to be holy because that's the right thing to do. You feel me? It's really just a facade. And you really got to stay away from motherfuckers like that because they're really grimy. They're really slimy. You know what I'm saying? Like, be around people that actually believe the word, actually going to church for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Don't think, oh, he goes to church, so that means he's a good guy. That means she's a good woman. No, that does not mean that.
Other than educated people being harder to control, I think the real reason why they don't want people to go to college and are putting all these crazy bans and like restrictions on loans and stuff is because when you go to college, it's so hard to stay biased. When you go to college, especially a prestigious school or a big school, you are going to meet international students and you're going to become friends with them and you're going to talk to them about their homeland. When that happens, you will be broken out of the U.S. propaganda machine. The United States has convinced you to hate all these countries, but you're going to meet some really cool people from these places, and they're going to tell you how it's actually like and how it's actually really good. And now you're going to be like, oh, shoot, like, I was told so many lies about this place, about that place. You're going to meet international students from China, from Cuba, from whatever other country that the United States hate, and you're going to be like, dang, why do we hate these people? It's so hard to walk out of college and still be biased, and that's why they don't want people going to college. And now you're going to start questioning the United States, and it's going to be this slippery slope that they don't want you to go down.
Them folks didn't want us on earth. Why in the hell would they give us the key to heaven? Jamal, that's the same way I feel about Christianity. What you said about MAGA?
Yes.
And them white
yes.
preachers?
Yes.
I don't like anything that the slave master believed in. Nothing. Nothing. I don't care what it is. We can take the same principles and call it something else. Them folks didn't want us on earth. Why in the hell would they give us the key to heaven? That don't make no sense. They never gave us anything that was good. So I'm not saying that it's not right if it's right or wrong, but what I am saying, the same way that we sit up and judge people.
Yes.
And ain't done no research, ain't transcribed,
yes.
ain't went overseas to get those scrolls to make sure that they didn't put their own ideology in those things. Those people have lied about everything, Jay.
Yeah.
And it has been used as a mechanism, bro. Like, a wise man told me one time, it is better to be in chains than to have your mind taken over.
Yeah.
Because you, at least with the chains, you know what you're fighting against.
Yeah.
But mentally, if you don't know no better, my grandmother died, one of the most oppressed women in Mississippi, and she was happy. Imagine that. Them folks had my grandmother so wrapped up that she was happy.
And the only reason we ain't went down yet is the fact that they gotta buy oil with US dollars. If they...
Racist Lights Brigade often practices what I call defensive racism. This is when they try at all costs to defend their image and who they are. For example, when you call one of them racist, they initially, just off of instinct, start scattering and scrambling and shit like roaches that are being sprayed with Raid. They'll say, I have a black friend. I could never be racist, dude. And then they'll turn around and their best friend will be a buck, broken, token, sample pygmy who probably gave them the damn N-word pass. They do this because they understand that we live in a socially conscious world, and they know that being labeled a racist is almost like a death sentence, or at the very least, it makes it so that they would have to adhere to a certain silo in order for them to be able to have benefits, and they would have to keep that same act and routine up. But they just want to function normally around black people, doing silly and crazy shit to them and snickering while doing evil racist shit. They want to kind of be in that type of mode. They don't want to have to just be out and open about their racism all the time in order to maintain what they have done and then hopefully rebrand in fucking 10 years. My point is, they know that it hurts their pockets. We live in a world where if someone is an exposed racist, no one wants to deal with them. Big or vastly growing companies don't want to be associated with these types of individuals. As soon as someone is identified as racist, they are willing to let them go because they don't want their pockets hurt. So they don't want to be targets that are taken down because they have racists within their companies. And customers don't want to buy from individuals who they know are racist, because these individuals have shown that they have a hatred for people based on their racial and cultural backgrounds, which obviously is something that these individuals can't help.
Remember when I said that your favorite content creator on this app might be MAGA? Here's Exhibit A.
Is what they're saying true? Are you MAGA? I never said I was. Well, if you're MAGA, I can't support you. I can't watch your skits anymore. Okay, I have a question. When you go to watch a movie, do you look up every actor and actress that plays in that movie before you watch it to see who they voted for?
Yes, yeah, we do. Yeah, I do. If I know somebody's MAGA, I'm not going to support them. A great example, the Melania documentary or movie or whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't even stop at movies. I'm not finna buy any products that somebody from no MAGA. I'm not finna watch any content from somebody that's no MAGA, because that person voted to negatively impact millions of people's lives. There's nothing funny or interesting that person has for me anymore.
Well, since you won't answer me, I'm assuming you're MAGA. I vote like an adult and I live like a human. I'm not some category. I'm a person, just like you. How you vote isn't a category. It affects real people. And I realize that. I don't agree with everything anybody does. That doesn't mean that I can't enjoy a laugh every once in a while. So if you came here for politics, you can go. I'm not addressing this again.
Well, great way to let us know that you're MAGA. Not surprising though, because all you could have literally said was, hey guys, I'm not MAGA, in video. Anything after that, you're trying to justify it. And here's the thing, they always want to be like, oh, I don't want to be political, but why did you make this video? If you didn't want to be political, you didn't have to make this video at all. And the thing is, you could have eased everybody's mind by saying yes or no. Literally, that's it. But you didn't do that. Instead, you made this whole drawn out skit about why you're MAGA. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
One thing I'm starting to realize is that the further this country falls into fascism, a lot of y'all motherfuckers are becoming weak-willed and beginning to fold. And it's the type of shit that disgusts me and make my melanin itch. Because why as a community are we even entertaining the conversation about the morality of black people joining ICE to begin with? Are y'all fucking dumb? It ain't shit else to talk about. These people are no different than William O'Neill. If we ain't trying to figure out who they are and how we gonna hold them accountable, it ain't shit else to say. Ain't nobody trying to hear y'all coon-ass excuses talking about, oh, it's just a job. Times is hard. Why are we only singling out the black ICE agents? What about the Latinos? What about the white people? I don't give a fuck about them. I don't care if they community hold them accountable or not. They don't set the standard for what the fuck we do over here. Plain and simple, dog. Y'all the same type of motherfuckers that will try to convince the rest of the community that we need to spend our life on our knees begging for scraps instead of flipping the table and slitting the throats of people who've been eating on our behalf for centuries. Y'all low racial steam sickens me, dog. Y'all the same type of motherfuckers who will also try to argue with people and be contrarians anytime somebody bring up real issues in our community, but don't question somebody when they on that pseudoscience bullshit talking about you can get to Egypt from the Grand Canyon. I can tell our program in our community ain't strict enough and it needs to tighten the fuck up because a lot of y'all niggas done lost y'all damn mind.
How I ended up on this side of TikTok, but I have come across a few videos today of people from Northern Ireland roasting the shit out of this MAGA lady who was in their country, and she went to one of their establishments, she went to a bar, and in her words, she found out that everybody did not like her just because she was from America. And what makes me laugh when I watch these videos is that the people from Ireland are saying very clearly, we're not upset that you're from America. We love Americans. We don't have an issue with America. We've never had an issue with America before. But it's MAGA and Trump who are not welcome here. This is what a lot of people are talking about when they say that their identity is attached to this man. Their entire belief system is attached to this man because they can't process the idea that he is a real problem for the entire world. He has been divisive. He has pushed hatred. He has caused people to embrace their own prejudice and speak about them openly. He has encouraged his followers to go to all these other countries screaming about American exceptionalism, but then simultaneously chastise anyone from another country that comes here and wants to express pride in where they came from. Most of these people just believe deep down to their core that being against him is being against America. Having an issue with his philosophy, his prejudice, is having an issue with the American way of life. And I mean, what have we been talking about all week? They also believe that going against him is somehow, some way going against Jesus Christ himself, because they're insane. It's always refreshing to see people outside of that sphere of influence humble them, remind them that your guy is not a good person, and your support for him and your belief in him shows that you're not a good person either. And because you're not a good person, we don't want to be around you. It's called being judged by the content of your character, something a lot of these people have never ever gone through.
All right, peace. So, remember I said that wherever they have you looking is not where the agenda is. You have to understand that. The greatest no-look pass is what's happening now with the economy. So, in 1970, $100 had the buying power of $800. The milkman was able to buy a house in 1970. $100 had the buying power equivalent to $800. What happened? See, in order for you to print money, it must be backed by something. You just can't print money without it being backed by gold or silver. But when you run an economy, where nothing needs to back the money but human energy, that means the economy is backed by nothing but human energy. Nothing at all. It's just paper. So what happens? Well, the Federal Reserve Bank, which is a private bank, which has never been audited. Do you know that? The Federal Reserve Bank has never been audited. All right? So the Federal Reserve Bank, what they did was they put more money into circulation. The price of the apple didn't go up. The price of laundry detergent didn't go up. The money didn't inflate. No, none of that happened. It is the greatest no-look pass ever. What they did was they went and just printed a bunch of money and threw it in circulation. So what that means is that when you create money of that magnitude and put it in circulation, the power of it, right, becomes worthless. Because it's so much money, because of so much money in circulation, it is now worthless. That means you need more of it to purchase a thing. Do you follow me? So the way that the farmer produces the apple is still the same way. It does not cost them more to produce that apple. The way that they produce the cars is still worth the same. They're going through the same process to create the apple, the same metal to create the car, the same process to create laundry detergent. Okay, the same process to create gas. None of it has changed. None of it is costing them more money. The process hasn't changed. What has changed is that the dollar itself is now weaker. And because it's weaker, you need more of it to spend now. Do you see the deception? I'm going to roll that back for you so you can see the deception, so you can catch the deception. What they did was they did not inflate the money at all. They went to the Federal Reserve and they printed 50 billion more $100 bills and threw them in circulation. That way, when you have more of a thing, it becomes worthless. If everybody has access to diamonds, it's worthless. If everybody has access to lobster, it's worthless. The more and surplus you have of a thing, it is not in demand anymore. Okay? There's no need for demand. Therefore, the value goes down. So the money didn't inflate. It didn't inflate. The value of it actually went down. So now you need more of it to purchase an apple. You need more of it to purchase a car. You need more of it to purchase a house. But the process that they use to build that house is still the same process. It does not cost them more. The process that they use to get that apple, to get that car, to get that gas, to get the laundry detergent, they have not changed the process. It is still the same. The no-look pass was making you believe that they inflated the money. The no-look pass is making you believe that it's costing them more to build a house. But it's not. All they did was go behind your back, print more money, threw it in circulation, and allow it to be worthless because there's so much of it now. Are you following me? Peace.